Good afternoon, Mark Sudduth, HurricaneTrack.com here with your Hurricane Pro and HD video blog for the 18th of August, 2017. This afternoon we are keeping track of Tropical Storm Harvey down here in the Southeast Caribbean, moving through the Windward Islands right now. And as of the 11 o'clock advisory package, the winds were 40 miles per hour and it was moving west at a fairly good clip, 21 miles per hour. The latest on 92L, this is from the 8 o'clock advisory or outlook this morning. I think we have a new one here for 2 p.m. And the chances are down to 60% now from 70. Even though it is showing more signs of organization, upper level winds are becoming less favorable as we speak. And so the chances of this developing are starting to diminish in the near term and probably over the next 5 days. And then going back to the map, the National Hurricane Center homepage, this other system probably eventually will be designated as 93L, 10% in the 48-hour time period, and 40% over the next 5 days. And here's how everything looks in terms of development and where they might track. And so, you know, it's busy time, mid-August. Tropical storm in the Southeast Caribbean and 2 other areas to watch. No surprise there. Looking at the visible satellite loop this afternoon, here is Harvey, and it brought flooding rains to Barbados, and actually widespread reports of flooding there. Here's 92L, and you can see that there's definitely some strong upper level winds from the north and coming in from the southwest. This is just really battling a lot. This is a very large amplitude, well-defined tropical wave, and it'll just meander on across and probably develop and more likely head out between the ridge out here and the ridge over the western Atlantic, generally speaking. So lots of activity to watch. This is an upper level low right here, spinning through the western parts of Cuba. This has been migrating west-northwest over time, and this will traverse the Gulf of Mexico. Unlikely that this will develop into anything itself, but you know, the interaction with this and Harvey seems to be a little bit farther to the south and east now. This might be moving faster, this system. Sometimes these upper lows can help tropical systems to develop. So once this moves out of the way, in fact, I think I have a wind shear map that we can look at, then you can see very strong upper level winds with this system, the upper level low, and then you have Harvey over here with an area of green in between, and Harvey will be moving into that. So as that upper level low moves off to the west and northwest, the conditions should become more favorable in a couple of days for Harvey to strengthen a little bit more. And looking at the vorticity signature, it's hard to see with a tropical storm symbol on top, but Harvey pretty well organized overall in terms of bundling its energy. It's not elongated. And if you look at this system, future 93L, it's more elongated in shape, hasn't really had a chance to gather itself, so to speak. And here's 92L right here, also fairly well organized overall for a tropical wave, but those upper level winds will probably put the brakes on any potential development in the next several days. So a close-up of Harvey this afternoon with a visible satellite loop, center of circulation somewhere in here. It's moving very fast, probably tilted a little bit to where the low-level center and the mid and upper level centers are not aligned. Pretty strong winds coming out of the east here, moving things along very quickly, and that easterly shear, it's, you know, often see that, but that's pushing these clouds and pretty much everything associated with the convective nature of Harvey away from that low-level center. And until and if it can align, it's really not going to have a chance to intensify. But if that happens, and it does get itself aligned over this very warm water of the Caribbean Sea, then this could strengthen quite a bit, especially if it happens to track more north up here, closer to this very, very high ocean heat content that resides in the Northwest Caribbean Sea. So going to have a couple of days where we're just watching this as it tracks westward and to see how the computer guidance plays out. At least it won't be any threat to land at that time. I don't see this being a problem for Jamaica or Hispaniola, except maybe some fringe rain bands on the north side. We'll keep an eye on that as it evolves over the next couple of days. Alrighty, well, that's it from me for today. I am Mark Sudduth, HurricaneTrack.com. That's my website. I always appreciate you tuning in for Hurricane Pro in HD. I'll be back throughout the weekend with more updates for you then.